Camouflage, inspired by real men and actual events. Fade in, exterior, Princeton University Chapel, day. Super, Princeton University, June 6, 1967. A dozen anti-war protesters passively demonstrate signs, "No more D-Days," "Stop the war," "Peace now." Interior, Princeton Chapel, continuous. 40 congregants fill a fraction of the available pews. Among the young faces are two older men, Bill Baxter, 47, handsome, immaculately dressed, and Charlie Lohman, 57, shaved head, hipster. The resident chaplain sits across the sanctuary as Reverend H. Wiley, 54, amiable, a peace symbol pinned to his vestments, steps up to the lectern, note cards in hand. He reaches inside his robe for his eyeglasses. He fumbles. The glasses fall. He stoops to pick them up. A few smile, chuckle at the familiar klutziness. Wiley slips on his glasses, looks out at the gathered, smiles broadly.
Can you believe it? It has been 25 years since that day, D-Day, when we invaded Europe. 25 years since the beginning of the end for Hitler's Germany. 25 years since the start of an experience that changed not only my life, but the lives of countless others. A lot of water under that bridge. It's hard to believe.
He looks beyond the congregation, lost for a moment in memories.
On such a day as this, my prayers are with the families of the scores of young men lost on the beaches of Normandy, the hedgerows of Bocage, the forests of Ardennes, men of courage beyond measure.
He pauses again, brushes back a tear with his finger.
I am filled with pride and reminded of a camaraderie I have not known since, when I think of the fine men I served with. Men of remarkable talent who set aside their personal hopes and aspirations and did what their country asked of them.
Wiley makes eye contact with Baxter and Lohman. The men nod to their former officer.
It was the great privilege of my life to serve with them.
He flips to another note card.
I am also reminded of a young man we met in Luxembourg. If you count his years, he was little more than a teenage boy. But the war had a way of turning boys into men. He was not a soldier. He was above all a brilliant artist. He was never a victim, always a survivor, an inspiration.
Exterior Gamache home, day. A line of smoke peacefully rises from the chimney of a postcard chalet overlooking a river. Dormant grasses and spring patches of snow carpet the idyllic landscape.
You see, in the middle of that time of pain and suffering, killing and dying, Pierre put us in touch with our better angels. Let us put aside our fear and anger and act out of gentle kindness. Kindness in a war is not a common experience, but when it comes along, it can refresh the spirit, rejuvenate the soul. That's what Pierre did for those of us who knew him in 1944. And boy, could he paint.
Super, Luxembourg, 1941. Interior Gamache home, continuous. A dozen completed works decorate the room, including family and several landscapes. Pierre, 15, sits with his back to an unfinished canvas, sniveling. His mother, Monique, 40, tends to a laceration on his temple, soothes his distress. His father, Henri, 44, paces the room.
Stop being such a victim and tell me what you did to provoke this.
I did nothing, Papa. Those bastards
Language, Pierre.
just started throwing rocks at me.
For no reason at all.
You know the reason.
Henri looks his son in the eye.
Do they know your secret?
No. They just hate me.
The sound of vehicles arriving draws Henri's attention.
Those boys are nothing more than cruel bullies. They will never be as special as you are, my love.
Germans. What could they want?
Exterior Gamache, front yard. Henri steps outside. An overweight Gestapo agent steps from the back of his Citroen. An SS sergeant and 6 troopers pile out of a truck, fall in behind the agent. Henri approaches, submissive, eyes on the ground.
Bonjour, monsieur. How may I help the Gestapo today?
Where is your son, Monsieur Gamache?
My son? What interest does the Gestapo have in Pierre?
Monique and Pierre peer from behind a windowsill.
He is a degenerate homosexual, a deviant that must be eliminated root and branch. I am here to arrest him.
A homosexual? Pierre? Who makes this despicable accusation?
Several have come forward. There is no doubt.
Do you mean the boys in town? No. There must be some mistake.
The agent draws a Luger from inside his leather overcoat, shoots Henri in the head.
I don't make mistakes.
Inside, Monique screams, runs, starts for the door, turns to her son.
Run! Go now! Survive!
Outside, Monique runs to Henri.
No!
The Gestapo steps towards her.
You beast! You monster!
The agent dispassionately fires 3 bullets into Monique, waves his troopers into action.
Finds the faggot.
The SS sergeant directs his troops toward the chalet. Inside, a flood of terror compels Pierre from stupefying shock to desperate action. He dashes for the back door. Outside, Pierre sprints to the cover of a woodshed. A heartbeat later, 2 Germans come around the house. Another 2 emerge from the back door. Pierre scrambles away from the threat along a thorny thicket overlooking the chalet. The Germans spread out, sweep across the yard, up the rise. Pierre disappears under the thick brush, thorns ripping at his flesh and clothes. A German closes in, probing the brush with his bayoneted carbine. Pierre does not move, fears even the pounding of his heart will give him away. The German's bayonet pierces the thicket inches from Pierre's ear. Pierre can hear him breathe, smell his soldier scent. The German draws back for another thrust, one that will surely find Pierre. Pierre holds his breath, closes his eyes. A whistle blows. The SS sergeant, the soldier, withdraws, trots downhill, away from Pierre. Heavy smoke billows from the chalet. The Nazis have set fire to Pierre's home. Pierre frees himself from the thicket, scrambles away from fire, downhill to the river's edge. Flames break through the roof of the chalet. Pierre slips into the icy stream, pushes off into the current to safety.